Welcome to week 2 of 6 Weeks to Success, guys. And I am really pleased with a lot of the people that signed up for this program. There is about 10 or 12 people that have seemingly followed through with the commitments, or have at least made themselves accountable to me, and I'm really pleased with that. And those people that have made themselves accountable, I really want you to continue with the emails and with the food tracking, because I have a pile of content that I really want to deliver to you. And it's a lot of information, and it's a lot of new information. And I'm still coming to that information. I'm not going to deliver all of that information yet. The very first week, I really wanted you to just track your food so that I could see what is currently going on in your lives. Now, this week, I do want to start implementing a couple of little changes from what I saw. So I did take a look at everyone's food, everyone that provided me with their username and password. All of those people, I did look at your food. And thank you very much for following through with that. Continue to do that again this week. A couple of things that I noticed from everybody's food. Many people were kind of getting a little bit large in their caloric intake, or a number of days of the week their calories were too high. I always tell all of my customers that you're never going to be perfect with your food. Okay, I don't expect you to be ever perfect with your food. That's impossible. Likely impossible right now, although you may grow towards perfection with your food or near perfection. Even I, after so many years of dieting and working through my current detoxification program and process, I still enjoy indulging in food, and I don't think that that's something that we need to get rid of. I think everyone has to be able to indulge and enjoy any food that they want, any drink that they want, anytime, sometimes. It just can't be something that you do all of the time. I always tell people, if there's 7 days in a week, I need you to be perfect or near perfect most of the time in order to move forward with your goals. So I really need you to stay within your boundaries 4 days of the week this week. Okay? So some people, their calories were just a bit too high to produce progress. Okay? I have to remind you that if you want to lose weight, you've got to eat less food. Okay, if what you're currently eating is maintaining your weight or increasing your weight, even if the foods are good, or in your mind good, if you continue to eat the same amount of food, you are not going to lose weight. In order to lose weight, you've got to eat less food. That's just the bottom line. So some people say, well, then if I don't eat this, then I'm hungry. You're only going to be hungry for a very short period of time. You're only going to be hungry for a day or 2 or 3, and your body will adjust. A week tops, and your body's going to adjust. You've got to learn how to eat less food, and that comes from eating less food. That means being a little bit hungry. You're going to have to step up to your hunger. Maybe a couple of nights you're going to have to go to bed hungry, and your body will adjust to less. Your body does not really want to eat that food. You've just trained it to eat all that extra food. It's a bad behavior that's been learned, and we can correct it. And it's going to start off this week by making sure that you stay within your food boundaries. If you are an active client of mine, then I gave you personal individual boundaries determined by your body fat. If you are just active in this 6 Weeks to Success program, but you're not actually working out with me, then I'd like you to follow the Fitness Pal recommendations and make sure that you stay within those recommendations at least 4 days of the week. Okay, this week, I also want to introduce you to the intermittent fast. Okay, intermittent fasting, in my mind, is the number one healing thing that we can do for our bodies. Fasting is the best for healing the body. When our bodies are being fed all the time and we're having to digest food, digestion utilizes most of the energy that we're using in a day. So when we reduce the food that we're eating and empty our body for a certain period of the day, we allow a lot more energy to be allowed to the healing process. So staying empty, a minimum of 14 hours a day is what I'm asking for everyone to do. So that means if we can have everyone stop eating by 7 p.m., if you're you have to be a late night eater because of work, maybe you can stop eating at 8, then you're going to have to just eat breakfast a little bit later. So just adjust. I'm saying 7 for my example, but if your lifestyle it requires you to eat dinner at 8 or 9 p.m., then you're going to adjust your breakfast later into the day. For this example, I'm going to say if you finish eating dinner at 7 p.m., and you don't eat until 7 the next day, that's 12 hours. If you can wait until 9 the next day, that's 14 hours. That's the minimum that I need you to do. If you can do 7 until 10, that's 15 hours. If you can go from 7 until 11, that's 16 hours. I would encourage you, if you can, to stretch it to 15 or 16 hours of emptiness every single day. Okay? The best way to learn how to eat less is to not eat. This is how you will learn how to manage your food. Not by eating, but by not eating. This is the best way. Okay? What you may find is actually when you start fasting is that you find you may have more energy, which is what I find, is that actually when I don't eat food, my energy is fine, steady, wonderful. And for me, that shows me that we do not get all of our energy from food. And this experiment of intermittent fasting for you is going to be the way that I think you're going to learn this lesson. So I really want you to try and apply this and give me some feedback on what you're feeling and what you're finding. Okay? It's an experiment. I can't make you do it, and I can't make you change your mind. However, if you practice this, you're going to learn some valuable lessons from it. So I really want you to give it a try. Make note that, animals in nature, when they become sick, they don't eat. My dog, for instance, when it has stomach problems, it doesn't eat. It may not eat for a day or two until its illness or whatever has passed. In nature, animals don't have doctors, they don't have medication, they don't have medicine of any kind. When they get sick, they just stop eating and lay still. That's how the body heals. Okay, so if we're trying to heal pain in our body, we're trying to heal our body fat issue, or we're trying to heal an illness, what we should actually do is stop eating. That is how the body heals. Okay, which lends really closely to the information that I shared with you last week, in that there is a part of you that is body, there is a part of you that is mind, there is a part of you that is emotion, and there's a part of you that is spirit. And that spirit body doesn't require food. Okay? So if we can start to access the spirit body more, we can start to move into a space where we require less food. If you look at all of the spiritual leaders of every single religion on our planet, you'll see that all of them spent days and days in emptiness. Emptiness is the best way to get in touch and interact with our spirit. It's the idea that we need to eat 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day, 5 meals a day, or 3 meals and 2 snacks. This idea is a fallacy. It's incorrect, and we need to overcome it. And the way that I want you to overcome it is by experimenting with this fasting. Okay? We just don't need as much food as we think we do. We've got all sorts of excuses about going to be hungry, going to have a headache, going to have this, going to have that. Whatever it is that you have to deal with in order to eat less, you've got to step up to whatever that uncomfortable thing is for you and go through it. That is your challenge to go through, and you're going to have to go through that. You do not need to eat all of this food. You've got to learn to eat less. Fasting is going to teach you how to do that. Please implement this. 14, 15, 16. If you can go 17 or 18 hours, wonderful. If 14 is enough, stay there to start. We'll extend it next week. Your exercise. I'm glad some people were keeping up with their exercise and making themselves accountable to me last week. Okay, this is a combination program. It's a combination of exercise and nutrition and mindset. Okay, you've got to get those workouts in. I provided you with some new workouts for this week. You've got plenty of workouts in the email that went out on Sunday, yesterday, and the email that went out today. So that's email 8 and email 9. Both contain 5 workouts. You've got exercise to be done every day if you like. Okay. I also provided you with yoga, a great way to start your day to help increase mobility, range of motion, and reduce pain in your body. Okay. When we sleep at night, our bodies can get very tight and painful. Start your day with some yoga and include with that some breathing. Getting into your postures, holding those postures, working through a full range of motion with your breath while holding the posture. That is going to be the best thing for you for increasing range of motion in your body, restoring your youthful range of motion, energy, and pain-free movement. Okay? You should be able to breathe fully in all postures that your body can assume. Okay, if you're not able to breathe fully, something's blocking you. Okay, I'm going to be talking a lot more about what is blocking you in the next week to come, but I'm going to say right now that what's blocking you is mucus. Mucus is an inflammatory response to incorrect foods. So the reason why you can't take a full breath in some postures is your breath is blocked by incorrect food intake. I'm going to be talking a lot more detail about this when we go through the detoxification portion of this program. I'm taking the first 3 weeks here to really work on cut calories and introduce you to the intermittent fast. Another thing that I noticed with everybody's diet last week when I looked at everybody's food, and that's why I provided everyone with a video message about alkalinity. Okay, about acidity. Everybody is choosing acid-forming foods. Okay, all of the cooked foods, all of the meats, all of the dairy, all of the processed foods, starches, all of these foods are contributing to acidosis in your body. We're going to be talking a lot more detail about this in the end of this program, the detoxification process. I'm going to get way more detailed about this. I really want you to understand this, but all I want you to do right now is really experiment with trying to choose more alkaline foods and fasting. Those two things alone will start to move you in the direction of alkalinity. Okay, so if we can start this week with choosing fruits and vegetables, which are our most alkaline foods, if we can start to choose fruits and vegetables for breakfast and lunch, and if you must indulge in starch and rice and processed foods, if you must indulge in these things, let's have those saved for the dinner meal and stay with alkaline foods for the first two meals. Let's try to have that breakfast as late into the day as possible, as late into the day as you can manage, staying empty as late into the day as you can manage, and then starting your meals with fruit or salad or dried fruit, fruits and vegetables for meal one and meal two. If you need to get hungry, if you start to get hungry, please use nuts and seeds, and let's save your regular meals, your starch, your meat and potatoes, or meat and vegetables. Save those meals for dinner time. Let's apply those rules this week, and let's observe what happens with your energy and how you're feeling. I'd like you to report that information to me at the end of the week. I'll follow up with everybody and see how you've done with that. We're starting with alkalizing the body and adding the fast. We're doing the exercise. If you're already a client, you're coming in for your workouts. If you're active in the program, you're just going to do the workout, the video workouts that are provided for you. Choose the ones that you like. Get at least 3 workouts this week and try to work through yoga once or twice or 3 times this week. See if you can start your day with that. Yoga and breathing. Please read all your emails. Please watch all of your videos. All of the information will be shared in that way. If you're not opening your emails or participating, then there's really nothing that I can do. Okay? I'm here to help you, and I want to help you, but you've got to reach out to me and interact with me, and you've got to follow through with the information that I shared. Okay? All of last week, I shared a lot of video messages, and really what I wanted you to gather from those video messages were a couple of things. I wanted you to see, first of all, that you've got everything that you need in your mobile device. Okay? You've got contact with the greatest minds on the planet available to you through YouTube, through your mobile device. Okay? I sent you a whole pile of emails last week showing you messages from the most successful coaches on the planet. You know, if Tiger Woods is in a slump, he calls Anthony Robbins, right? If Bill Clinton is on the verge of impeachment, he calls Anthony Robbins, okay? Anthony Robbins is the top coach on the planet, and he is available to you, okay? If you feel that you know better than him, well, that's part of your problem, okay? What we need to do is we need to access and spend more time with the information and knowledge that the greatest minds on the planet have, and we have that information accessible and available to us, okay? You've got that on your phone. There's no reason why you can't get yourself some good earbuds or some good earphones and plug yourself into the best information on the planet. And if you can do that first thing in the morning and again in the night, that is the way to change your life. Surround yourself with the best if you want to raise up your game, okay? Often, all of the time, clients come to me and It's as if they want to hire a personal trainer and do as little as possible to create change. Okay? I'm totally different. Okay? When I speak to my mentors or to my coaches, I want to open myself up and change as much as I possibly can from them. Okay? When I listen to the top coaches, when I listen to the messages, I want to implement as much of the information as I can. The goal is not to maintain as much of me as I can. The goal is to embrace as much new knowledge and information as I can and apply it in my life so that I can create as much change in my life as I can, so I can jump forward as much and as quickly as I can. This is how you get maximum results from the program. Okay? So, just to let you know, this program is talking about the exercise. Like I talked to you about last week, we've got the body. Okay, the exercise is specifically to stimulate the body, the physiology. Okay, by vigorous exercise, you're going to be stimulating your physiology to release certain chemicals, certain hormones that are going to be helpful for raising your energy. You're going to need this energy to help you stay on track and make the right choices. The exercise is creating the energy. Okay, the nutrition is going to be helping your body to recreate cells. Okay, the nutrition needs to be proper. Okay, all living things created by God are alkaline and electric. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this, sharing a lot more information about this in the detoxification portion of the program. Right now, all I'm going to say is alkaline is what is natural. What I looked at and saw in everybody's diet last week is everybody's eating acid-forming foods and choosing acid-forming substances. Okay? What has to happen for you to be successful with your weight loss and change your life is you've got to move closer towards your more natural, which is more alkaline. Okay? Acids agitate your system. Okay? Last week I talked to you about settling down your mind, getting out of the mind, getting out of the body, and coming more into that more perfect part of you, that spirit side of you. Okay? As long as you're agitated in your mind, as long as you're agitated by your emotions, as long as you're stuck in that busy, agitated state, you can't settle yourself down and enter into that most powerful space, your spirit body, which is where you're going to get to create the most change in your life. Okay? That can happen by you alkalizing your body. That's how you're going to get yourself into your most powerful space. Watching the motivational videos is coming down from the mind. Okay? The exercise is coming up from the body. The nutrition is coming up from internally creating change. So we're creating change inside of your life from all angles. Okay? That's what creates the change. Hitting you from all angles, coming down from the mind, coming up through digestion and through the body physically. All three is what's going to create change. It's not going to be just one. Okay? Our next one, okay? This message I always like to share with my customers. This message that practice makes perfect, okay? The front punch. I took martial arts in my past. And the very first night that I went to martial arts, I was taught that front punch, okay? In order to become a black belt, you need to practice your front punch 100 times a day, 1,000 times a day for 3 years or 5 years or 8 years or 10 years to become a black belt, to come to your black belt grading. When it comes to becoming a black belt, you have to punch through 3 boards. Now, what's changed about your punch? What's different? Why is the punch different? The punch is different because for 3 years or 5 years or 8 years, you rehearsed it 100 times, 1,000 times a day. And that rehearsal is what changes the connection between your cerebral cortex. The signal is sent through your spine and it comes out through your limbs, and it's directed and repeated through the hand. It's that rehearsal, that practice that allows you to learn how to channel that power through your body. That's what allows the punch to break through the boards. But it's the practice, it's the rehearsal that allows the change to happen to your punch. It's the same thing with changing you guys, okay? It's not just your food, it's not just your exercise, but it's the practice and the rehearsal of your mindset that's going to allow you to change yourself, okay? If you're not reading your emails, if you're not watching the messages, if you're not practicing in the morning, if you're not practicing in your night, then you're not going to get the change. Please don't ask me why you're not losing weight if you're not making a commitment to the mindset portion of the program. Okay? It's essential. Right. Last week I touched on this. I'm going to be talking about this more tonight, a little bit more next week. And as we move through the detoxification program, you're going to understand the connection even more deeply, okay? There is a decision that has to be made. And that decision is that you've got to come back to loving the self, okay? And that needs to be your number one priority. When you love yourself fully and properly, you won't need to be looking outside of yourself for comfort in food, alcohol, caffeine, and a variety of other behavioral habits that are going on in your life. As you start to move back to the truth, to the more alkaline body, as your body settles, as you come back to your more natural self, as you sink more into your spiritual self, you learn that you are by nature a loving being, a happy being, a high energy, happy being. And as you empty your body out, you realize you get more energy from your spirit self and you move into a more pure, clean, happy energy there. Okay? That fasting is all a part of you moving closer to your spirit self. Okay? So a couple of thoughts that I want to touch on here is that, there's two groups of people that are in the program. There are the people who have no knowledge of spirit, who don't acknowledge spirit, and probably even when I say the word spirit, all of a sudden go like this. And they put up the roadblocks. I want to speak to those people and say, don't close the door when I say spirit. You can substitute subconscious mind. You can substitute autonomic nervous system if you prefer. I just tend to use the word spirit body, okay? But this is the automatic part of you, the part of you that goes on without thought, okay? I call that the spirit body, okay? Don't tune out just because you've never had a contact with spirit or you've had negative interaction with religion, and because of that, you don't want to open yourself up to anything that's related to spirit, okay? Part of you, in my mind, is spirit. I can't make you change your mind, but I'd like you to, at least for this next 5 weeks and the remainder of this program, open yourself up to the possibility that maybe you've made an incorrect decision in your past regarding spirit, and that if you start to open yourself up to the possibility that you have a spirit, that maybe you'll realize that you can open up this door to a different part of you. So I'm encouraging you to open yourself up there and realize that there's a lot more love, a lot more joy, a lot more energy, a lot more happiness, a lot more freedom that can come into your life once you start accessing this part of you. The other group of people are the people in the program that are extremely attached to religion. And I have in my past been extraordinarily attached to religion as well too, and I've explored many different religions. All religions have a connection to spirit, and I think that that's very valuable. Okay, the issue I have that I sometimes bump into with people that have a deep religious contact is that when I start talking about loving the self and talking about loving the spirit, that sometimes people that have a religious background may see that as something that is negative or bad. I'm speaking to you religious people now and saying, if you have a strong contact with Jesus or God or Islam or Allah or Buddha or whoever your spiritual leader is, your godliness leader is, I would like to invite you to also encourage you to move a little bit on this and allow yourself to explore spirit within you. If you want to look at that as the spirit within, the Holy Spirit, if you want to look at it as the Holy Spirit, I'm totally fine with that. But I want you to see that you have access to that Holy Spirit. And I hope that you don't feel as anything negative about me talking about interacting with that spirit. So the people that have no spirit contact, I'd like you to open up to the possibility. And the people that have a deep religious contact, I'd like you to open up to the possibility of that spirit access being something that you can connect to yourself. And there's nothing wrong or bad or ungodly about that. Okay? The people who are really connected with their body and their mind and their emotions, and this is them. And yes, I hate exercise and I like ice cream. So all of this information about fasting, this is stupid, this is wrong, this is ridiculous. Like stopping eating meat or stopping eating cooked foods and eating only fruits and vegetables. This is ridiculous. I'd like to speak to all of you people that have that mindset that I am my body, I am my mind, and I am my ego, and I am my emotions. This is me, and there is no spirit within me. I'd like to speak to you guys and say, those ideas are keeping you stuck, trapped with your food and your alcohol and your poor behavior. It's those thoughts and ideas that are keeping you trapped. And I want to speak to you and say, I can't make you change your mind, but I'm encouraging you all to open yourself up to another possibility here. Those people that are afraid of succeeding, those people that are afraid of failure, those people that are afraid of the unknown, this doesn't make sense to them. I'd like to speak to you and all of you and say, just for the next 5 weeks, allow yourself to open yourself up to a different possibility. Work through the video messages, work through the information that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to start sharing some more next week and some more in the weeks to come. Don't close the door on the information before you've even experimented with what I'm going to try and share with you. What I'm trying to share with you is a possibility of healing and changing everything in your life, not just your weight loss, but a change for your energy, any disease that you've got or illness that you've got, or even the possibility of not becoming sick anymore. I do not get sick anymore. Watch me, follow me. I do not get sick anymore. Okay? The power is within you to do this. Okay? I promise you that it's a decision that you need to make that directs your power. We all have power within us. We all have access to the power that has created our world. It is within us. And once you make this decision properly, that you're going to access that power and you're going to be able to direct that power with the choices and the things that you choose to focus on. And that's really what we're talking about here tonight. Okay? Some people may think that this is not the answer. I want you to open yourself up to the possibility of this actually being the answer for you, that you really need to change the decision here. It's not just food and exercise. It's that you've made an incorrect decision here with regards to it just being food and exercise and just your body, and that you've closed the door to spirit, and that's what you need to change your mind on. I'm asking you to open yourself up to that possibility and start redirecting the true power that's within you into your life. So last week I talked about this. There is your physical body, your arms and legs. That's why we exercise, to move those physical body parts. There is your mental body. That is all the stuff you're thinking about and talking about. That's all the conversations that you have with everybody on the planet. Everybody talks within their thoughts, what they think, their opinions. That's all mental body and physical body. I think I need to eat this. My body needs this. I need a certain amount of protein. I need a certain amount of carbohydrate and a certain amount of energy to move my physical body, to replenish my cells. All of this, I'm suggesting to you, is limited belief, because there is a part of you that doesn't have cellular mass to reproduce. There is an emotional body. Yes, you do get stuck in your pain, your physical body in your pain. Some of you have pain in your body, and you'll say, yes, I do have pain in my lower back. Yes, I do have pain in my knees and my neck and my shoulder. Yes, you do have pain. Yes, I know you have pain. And when you think about that pain, it makes you sad. You may get stuck in your emotions of sadness or anger that you have this and this is unfair. Yes, you get stuck in your emotional bodies and your physical pains and your mental thoughts and your problems and things that you're going over in your mind. You get stuck in all of these bodies. That is the problem for all of you. That is the problem for me. That is the problem that I am working on. That is the human condition, that we get stuck in this physical humanness and we forget that we have a perfect spirit self. And we are a spirit living in a human experience. We are a spirit that has been put inside of a physical body for 70 or 80 or 90 years to experience the physical world, to experience physical love, to enjoy food, to indulge even in wine or medications or coffee. All things are in the physical world for you to enjoy. It's not bad to enjoy. The problem is when you need it every single day or every single week, or you need to eat 3, 4, 5 times a day, it's when you need it to survive or manage, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it starts contributing to your disease rather than helping you move forward in your most powerful way. Okay? You have a spirit body and you can access that spirit body. But in order to access that spirit body, you've got to get out of your physical body. You've got to get out of your pain. You've got to get out of your mental body. You've got to get out of your problems. You've got to stop thinking and talking about you can't lose weight and you don't know why you can't lose weight. You got to stop thinking and talking about why you can't lose weight. You need to start thinking and talking about what you want, not what you can't do. Okay? We got to get out of our emotional body. Yes, we've been through a divorce, or we've been through some loss of job, or we've been through something that's happened, some sort of traumatic event. That's true. Yes, it's true. You've had a back pain, or you've had a knee pain, or you've had an injury. Yes, it's true. You've been diagnosed with an illness. Yes, it's true. But we don't need to think and talk about how true it is. Okay? That is not going to help you. You need to think and talk about where you're going. If every single week you keep telling me about your problem, then you are the problem. Okay? You need to access your spirit body more. First thing in the morning and again at the night, practice those front punches. Rehearsal and practice is what is going to create this change. Okay, now the meat and potatoes of tonight is the goals. Last week we talked about I am. Last week we talked about the gratitude. That was all just trying to get you guys to recognize. I gave you video messages from the top pros in the world because I wanted you to see that no matter who is talking, they're all sharing the same message, that the power is within you. Okay? You have the power within you to make change in your life. I wanted you to see it, the message, and hear the message numerous times from a number of different people. That's why I sent you the message a number of times from a number of different people. That's why I asked you to listen to it, because I wanted you to hear the synonyms in all of them, the similar message in all of them, from all of them. Okay? They're all talking about getting your mindset into a place where you're thinking and talking about what you want and not what you don't want. That means you've got to get clear about what you want. This week is about gaining clarity. This is what you need to work on every morning and every night this week. I'm going to send you some video messages this week too, but the priority for this week is to rehearse and practice these things. Okay? You've got to get clear. If you go to see Anthony Robbins for a 3-day weekend, you're going to have to pay $1,200 to $2,000 for a 3-day weekend, and he's going to put you in a room with 2,000 people, and then you're going to go into breakout groups, and in those breakout groups, you're going to be in a room of 30 or 50 people, and he's going to have one of his people, one of his coaches, going through these things with you. Okay? You don't need to look anymore for what your answer is. Your answer is that you need to access the most powerful space in your body. That is your spirit. You need to access the most powerful part of you, and you need to access that by thinking and getting clear about these 6 parts of you. If you ask Anthony Robbins what it takes to be fulfilled, what it takes to be fulfilled is you need to be moving forward in all parts of your life. You need to be moving forward with your personal goals, your primary relationship goals, your extended relationship goals, your career goals, your financial and adventure goals, and your contribution goals. This is what makes you up. This is what makes you. Okay? It's these 6 parts of you that make you. And you need to be clear in each part here about what you want in that part. Not what is going on, not telling me what's going on in this part, telling me what you want, talking about what you want, getting clear about what you want, so that when you're clear, it's in your mind, it's at the top of your mind. That's what you're thinking about most of the time. Okay? So your personal goals, these are your health-related goals. Okay? If you have pain in your body, you want to overcome it. That's a personal goal. If you have a disease or illness in your body and you want to overcome it, that's a personal goal. If you want to lose weight, if you want to lose weight in the next 12 weeks, that's a personal goal. If you want to lose weight this year, how much? That's a personal goal. If you want to gain more energy, if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to feel more energetic and better about yourself, that is directly related to what you think and say about yourself. If you want to have more energy, you need to think and say different things than you're thinking and saying right now. If you want to feel better about yourself, you need to think and say different things about yourself than you do right now. Your words, your thoughts, that's what changes your energy and your esteem, the way you feel about yourself. That will raise your energy. If you want to lose weight, if you want to reduce your pain, if you want to change your health, overcome an illness, these are all personal goals. You need to get clear about those. What are your personal goals? Write them down. That's what you're going to start doing tomorrow morning. That's what I want you to work on tomorrow. What are your personal goals? Maybe tomorrow it's your personal goals. Then the next day it's your relationship goals. Then the next day it's your career goals. Then the next day it's your financial goals. Then the next day it's your contribution goals. Or maybe you're going to try to tackle them all first off and get them really loosely made up tomorrow and then extend and grow them all bit by bit all week. However you want to tackle this, this is what we're working on this week. Okay? If you go to Anthony Robbins weekend, you're going to spend a few hours working on this. Okay? This is how you make a change. This is what we're working on this week. Once this is tackled and done, and you've got this clear, we can move on to the detoxification and sharing a whole bunch of new information. But I'm not going to share that with you until you get clear about what you want to create in your life. It's essential that you get this. Okay? Primary relationship. Okay? You are a body, you are a mind, you are a spirit. You are an emotion, you're a spirit. Okay? The spirit inside of you knows what your thoughts are. Okay? If you are thinking poorly about yourself, the spirit knows. The things you think and say about yourself block you from having your ultimate spirit energy. Okay, you can't fool your spirit. If you're thinking and speaking incorrectly, you're blocking your personal energy, the energy that creates and holds the earth in orbit around the sun, that energy. If you want to get into flow with that energy, you need to think and speak properly about yourself. Your primary relationship, that may be a passionate, loving sexual relationship, or that may be a relationship you have with your son or daughter. That may be your primary relationship. That may be a relationship with your sibling or your parent or a friend. Whatever the primary partner is for you, who you have been given the gift to share life with, the person you spend most of your time with. That's your primary. That may be your husband or wife, your boyfriend or girlfriend, or that may be just your friend. But understand, that person is in your life as a gift to you. That was given to you by creation, not by luck. That person is in your life. That person has a spirit inside of them and an ego wrapped around that spirit, just like you do. A mind, body, and emotion. That's your ego wrapped around your spirit. I have a spirit and an ego wrapped around it. My wife has a spirit and an ego wrapped around it. The spirit inside of her and the spirit inside of me are the same power, the same Holy Spirit, if you like, the same spirit of the universe that holds this whole thing together, the creation of all things. Okay? That power knows what you think about you, and that power registers what you think about your partner. So if you think hate, anger, frustration, sadness, or anything negative towards your partner, that is directly registered by your spirit, and that absolutely affects your energy. If you are blaming your partner for anything that's going on in your life, you are blocking your own self. If you are expecting your partner to be something different in order for you to be happy, that's your fault, that's your error, that's your flaw, that's your block, that's something that you need to change. If you want to access your most powerful space, you need to change it. This is where the work gets done, right here in your primary relationship, with some goals about your primary relationship, not some talk about what's wrong with your partner or what's wrong with your primary relationship. Talk about what you want there. Your extended relationships, maybe that's your kids, maybe that's your friends, maybe that's your work relationships, maybe that's your parents. I don't know who your extended relationships are. Your career relationships, other people in your life, other people that you are on this planet with, that you're in relationship with. How you feel and think and act towards them registers and affects your life and your energy. Your career. Do you hate your job? Do you say it every day? Do you think it every day? If you think it and say it every day, that's your problem. Okay? Even if you don't like your job, you can show up and love the people at your job and love the interaction that you have at your job. Or you can quit your job, or you can start working on a hobby, a new career for yourself that you're going to move into at a different point in your life. It's all up to you, but you need to start talking about that. Not about what's wrong with your job and how much you hate it, but what you want to create in your job, your finances. If you hate your financial situation, you need to start talking about how you're going to change it, what you're going to do, what action steps you're going to take. The adventure goal, maybe someplace you want to go on this planet, a holiday you want to take. Maybe it's, financial, how much you're going to have to save in order to get there. How are you going to get that into your life? You need to think and talk about it. That's a part of you being happy, healthy, inspired, feeling energetic, and moving forward positively and energetically in your life. This is how you're going to feel enthusiastic, because you've got clear vision about what you need to do, action steps that you need to do in all parts of your life. Contribution is how you're giving back to this planet. What's your plan? If you don't know the answer in any of these things, you need to start asking the right questions. It's not, why has this happened to me? That's not the right question. It's not, poor me, why does this always happen to me? It's not the right question. The right question is, what do I need to learn? What do I need to change? What information do I need to gather? Where do I need to look? What resources? What do I need to search up? What do I need to know in order to change my primary relationship, my personal relationship, my health, my nutrition, my career? What do I need to learn? Who do I need to consult? These are the questions that I need to ask myself. Then I need to take action, okay? When I start asking these questions, when I start asking the right questions, the Spirit will provide you with the right answers, Okay? Then when you get the right answers, you're going to get them from video or from a book or from a person or from me or from a coach or from a friend or from a TV show or from a movie. You're going to receive the message. Then when you receive the message, you need to take action on the message. If you don't, that's your problem. Don't blame anybody else for what's going on. Take responsibility for what's going on in your life. This is what you need to work on this week. This is what I'm going to ask you to report to me at the end of the week. Real clear cut here. You're going to have to do your food tracker. You're going to have to do your workouts. You're going to try to change your food to fruits and vegetables for morning and night. You're going to fast 14 hours minimum every single day. You're going to weigh yourself at the end of the week. You're going to check your weight and your scale. You're going to report this to me with your personal goals, clearly outlined and clearly defined by the end of the week. And once all of this stuff is done and you understand what's going on, we're going to move forward with some new information. But you've got to open yourself up. You've got to do this work. Okay, I'm getting to the end today. I want to finish off with a guided meditation. Okay, meditation is the way that we interact with our spirit. Okay, that's what this portion is for. Hopefully, by me doing some guided meditations with you, I'm going to give you some guided meditation videos as well. It's all coming, lots to come. By me providing you with some videos and by me sharing some meditation, you're going to learn how to do it for yourself. You're obviously going to be able to access it on YouTube and do it very easily that way. But as you learn how to do this, you're going to be able to access your spirit through pranic breathing. Is a very simple way. By listening to I Am videos is a very simple way that you don't need to have this skill, but I'm going to start to develop this skill within you. If you can just right now find a space where you can sit. You can sit with your eyes closed. We're just going to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to try and spend some time accessing the perfect part of ourselves. Close your eyes. Come to a comfortable sitting position. If you'd like to lay down, feel comfortable to lay down. Just pay attention to my voice for a moment. Hopefully you can tune out any other distractions. And just paying attention to me. Okay? Paying attention to my voice. And just watching your breathing for a moment. Your breath is the contact to the moment. It is through the breath. It's one simple way to get to the moment, because in any given moment, all we need is a breath. Without a breath, we'll be dead in 2 or 3 minutes. Right now, all you need is the breath. Don't worry about what you need to do. Don't worry about anything that happened today. Right now, the most important thing is we need to try and work on developing a different relationship with ourselves. And that's going to be done by quiet practice. Watching the breath is a wonderful way to come to the moment. All of the power is in the moment. If we can get out of our minds and stop thinking for a moment, the best way to get out of the mind is the same way we go into the mind. We get into the mind. Anything inside of the mind enters through the senses. If we want to exit the mind, we exit through a sense door. Okay, right now we're using the sense of feeling. That's feeling the breath come into the body. You may feel your spine come tall and extend. spinal extension is necessary with every breath. As you breathe out, you may notice your spine flexes over. You may notice that. You may feel that. Paying attention to the breath, to the feeling of the breath coming through the nostrils, the feeling of your chest rising, the feeling of your belly rising, and the feeling of your belly and your chest collapsing. That feeling, paying attention to that feeling, allows you to come out of your busy mind. Get out of your body, get out of your emotion, get out of your busy mind. Let's try and breathe in to a count. I'll have you breathe into a count of 4, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, and pause 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, and pause 2, 3, 4. Breathe in and hold and out and pause. Now just repeat that in your mind for a second. And I'm going to have you just practice that for the next 30 seconds alone, just watching your breath and seeing if you can escape thought just for 30 seconds. See if you can focus on just watching your belly rise, your shoulders rise, your spine rise. See if you can just watch the breath from the beginning, right, until the breathe out without thinking. See if you can do that for 30 seconds without thought. All right. So maybe you may have noticed that you were able to do it. Maybe you may have noticed that you were not able to do it. But that is the practice. That is a focus practice. It's an attention practice. It's an awareness practice. It's a skill that you can develop with practice. And as you develop the skill of coming to thoughtlessness, stillness, silence, stillness, the space between thoughts, that is the space in which you can exit the mind, in which you can get into the spirit body. That is how you access the spirit, by stepping out of the mind, by stepping out of the pain, the body, the problems. That is how you access the spirit. That is how you access ultimate healing. Okay? Accessing the spirit, there is a nutritional component to that. We are coming to that. I'm going to share that connection. There's lots more to come in this program, but it goes step by step. We've got to move through it step by step. And that is all I'm going to do with you tonight. Okay? You know what your work is for this week. I'd like you to follow through with that. I'd like you to open your emails. I'd like you to stay in touch and make yourself accountable to me. And I will follow up with you guys. If you have any questions at all, send me an email tonight or send me an email tomorrow. I'll address any questions over email. And if we have to arrange a talk time, we can arrange a talk time. I'm very willing and able to help everyone in the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week.